This afternoon we have Steve Maguire of United BMW here with us.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Tire Rack Studios. We're getting ready for the 2010 One Lap of America, presented by Tire Rack. We are here with Mike Renner and Tom Lappin. We are going to be using something a little different than we have in the past few years for the One Lap. Recently we've been using a E90 M3, and we've done very well with this, but this year we decided to change our strategy a little bit. With us we've got Tom Lappin. Tom, this is your first One Lap of America. What do you think of the event so far?
So far it's been extremely interesting. A really unique group of people participate in this event. Everybody from a couple teams from Switzerland to Baron from living in West Palm Beach right now. It's truly an amazing group. I really appreciate the opportunity to participate. I'd like to thank BMW Performance Center, United BMW, Tire Rack. It's going to be an interesting week, potentially life-changing, working around the country here with Mike and Steve.
This is Mike Renner. Mike is a professional instructor at the BMW Performance Driving School. This is Mike's fourth time competing in the One Lap of America. What's different this year, Mike?
Well, we're back, as you said, for the fourth year, and this year we're happy to be driving in the new X6 M. Very excited about the vehicle. It's a lot of capability, and then we'll take you on a walk around the car and give you a closer look at it.
That'd be great. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start actually with one of my favorite parts, the front of the car, because that's where the horsepower is. And this one has 555 turbocharged Bavarian horses, so it's awesome. Fantastic. Got a lot of power under the hood. And speaking of the hood, we're representing the state of South Carolina. As some of you may know, the X6 X5 and certainly this X6M was built in Greer, South Carolina. I'm a native of the great Palmetto State, so we're the spirit of the South Carolina of the palmetto tree and the crescent moon. Moving down the hood a bit, you'll notice our black grille here. This is part of the new BMW Performance parts and be available sometime this summer. An all-black grille for your X5 or X6. And just below this you may see the appendages here. We have on board with us as one of our sponsors, Escort, which also sponsors the M3 racing team in ALMS, and they help us a lot with highway awareness along the way. Moving back just a bit, if you take a look at these huge rotors, they're 15.6 inches, huge brakes. You know, if you have high-speed capability, you need to be able to stop quickly. And of course, this is great for performance, but also anytime you can stop quickly, it adds to safety. Moving right along, you'll also notice that we have a Dunlop decal. We're riding on Dunlop tires this year. Proud to have them along as a sponsor. Great grip, fantastic adhesion. And speaking of the grip, we're going to put that to test this afternoon at our first competition event, the wet skid pad. Now, for those of you who aren't maybe familiar so much with One Lap or how it might work, I'll tell you that the first event is a little bit different. It's not about drifting the car. You know, we do that a lot at the BMW Performance Driving School for car control. But you have to have car control in this event too. The idea is to drive the tire right at the absolute limit. If you're too slow or too much under the adhesion of the tire, then you're not going to pull a big G number and you're going to be off the chart a bit. If you go over it and start to slip the car too much in a drift, then you're also going to be off the charts. The idea is to work the tire right at the absolute limit in wet conditions. So we have the Dunlop tire to help us with that. Also, you notice we have Snoopy 4, who in this year is flying with joy. A little history there. In the first One Lap I did in '98, I drove a BMW M3 Lightweight, and the owner of that car promoted a charity, the Humane Society, and he had Snoopy on the car. So I've always made it a tradition that we don't do a One Lap unless Snoopy goes with us. So as I said, Snoopy is flying with joy today. And then along the way, the next thing I'd like to point out to you is our BMW CCA Foundation that we're promoting. It's part of the BMW Car Club, and they are, as it says, dedicated to the promotion of safety and the preservation of history. It's a great cause and one that we're proud to support this year in the One Lap of America. Moving toward the back of our X6 M, You'll also notice that we have a little deck spoiler here. This again is part of the new BMW products line, performance line, and this also will be available to you this summer as well. I think it looks great. Aesthetically, I really like the looks of it, but also at like the track we're going to run tomorrow, Road America, I know there'll be at least 3 places on the track where a BMW X6 M will be in the range of 160, 165 miles an hour. So it just gives us a little added stability on the rear wheels as we're reaching those speeds.
Right. Mike, you mentioned the limits of adhesion and how critical the tires are. What about the suspension capabilities of this X6M?
Great question, because it gives us a lot of variation, if you will. We have 3 settings in the car like all the M cars do. We have the comfort mode, which of course is still an M setting. It still gives you a lot of handling capability, but it softens things up a little bit and makes the ride out on the highway a little more enjoyable. In the rain, on the skid pad this afternoon, we'll soften it up, because in rain conditions, you want to soften the suspension to give the tires a little more adhesion capability. So we have that setting. We have normal, which is still an adjusting, it'll automatically adjust the suspension for you, but a little tauter than the comfort mode, and then we have the full-on sport mode. So we have 3 settings for the suspension.
Right. And this is the first M model with a bit of a different transmission to what we are used to seeing in one of these awesome BMWs.
It's true. It's an automatic gearbox, but very much an intelligent gearbox that gives you the opportunity to drive it in sport drive, or you can shift with the paddles or the stick. Great gearbox. It's always knows where you need to be as far as the proper gear, and that's going to be a big advantage out on the tracks.
Great, Mike. Well, thanks for the walk around. Throughout the next 8 or 9 days, we'll be continuing to provide some video footage. Also, during the events, we're planning on taking some on-track video, and we'll be loading those up to the BMW blog just as soon as we have the opportunity. Thanks again, and we will all talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.